share. Going live, going live, going live. Yay. I think we are live. I can't believe it, but we are. Let's see. I'm trying to get the pop out chat here so I can see the questions eventually that come here. And I see there are some people. Hello, people. It's nice to be here with you live, and we are experimenting this because guess what? If this works, we can do a lot of things this way. I can teach you about spell casting, and you can just come here and see all the things. Hi, Chadi, and oh my goodness, Chadi, I'm so happy to see you. Hi, Tracy. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Okay, so I'm very happy. See, this might actually work. And let me tell you why it works. Hello, Erica. That's good that I can kind of see here the chat. I popped it out. Let me tell you why this might actually work. It's because if I tell you in advance what to bring, you can actually cast your spell with me. Would you like that? Let me know in the chat if that is something that you're interested in. Anyways, we're live, but we also have to treat this as a hi, Cody. It's good to see you. I'm very happy to be live today. And I was just saying for all of you who are joining in, because I actually tuned in a little earlier, that yes, I might actually give you a heads up ahead of time. So I'll tell you we're going live on this day, such and such. Get your candle ready, get your supplies ready, and so you can kind of see me and you can kind of do it with me, because a lot of people would not be able to come on Zoom. There's a lot of let's say privacy issues, and I would not. I'm very big on privacy, guys. So your privacy is always my concern, and I always make sure that everything is, up to the regulations and standards. I run my business in a very, very serious way, and a lot of you probably know. Now, I want you to know two things before we get started, because we're barely at 6 p.m. here, so in Mountain Time, I mean. So a couple of things I want to let you know before I get started with this. We're going to do a full spell here. So I don't have a way to post links and everything. So you're just going to have to take notes on this. Some of the things that I'm going to tell you are not going to be new things to you. So you can go ahead and just refer to other videos and such. The people that I see in the chat are, for the most part, my clients. So you guys can definitely feel free to ask me questions. But even if you're not my client, I'm gonna tell you a few things of how we work here. But for this one, you're going to have to take notes. We're going to do a full spell because I figured we were going to be live. We have all the time in the world. And so we're going to have it actually how it is done, like if you were to order it, for example. But before we do that, two things I need to tell you. Number one, for all of you who are waiting for their packages, there's still a few of you that are waiting for the candles and soaps. I go to the post office once a week, and I reached out to some of you to get, do you want me to send it to the address that's on your billing? Do you want me to send it to another address, again, for privacy and confidentiality? And some of you said another address, and some of you I had to wait for the response. So for all of you who are waiting because I had to wait for your response, just know that I'm going to be going to the post office this week and send everything that I have made for you, so with your intention, so you can burn it in your own home safely, and also wash yourself with the products that I made for you. So that is one thing. Another thing, when you please, when you order Reiki, please order on Bonanza, please, because the Coven does not process Reiki products anymore. So, or let me know, if that's another thing. There's another option there. When you want to make contact with me, when you have questions about spell, please do remember that my Coven, the administrative staff, are not going to be answering questions about which spell you should get rather than the other. So please be mindful of that. The best way is you get a consult with me. We currently have a lot of orders. I mean, we get a lot of people that order, and so that might take some time for me to just respond to an email. I try my best. We have a system, and you guys know, I mean, I try my best to answer to everyone, but it's not always possible. But anyways, if you need to order on Bonanza, go ahead and order on Bonanza for the Reiki. For the spells, you can still order on Jenny Demonic, either on PayPal or through our site. Now, let's get on to this spell, because every one of us has a target that is resistant. So I thought that today we're going to do something for a target that is resistant. And we're going to do it hoodoo style. And I'm going to show you this from the beginning to the end. So, Big Bad Booty Daddy and Z Adrienne, and everyone else that is there. Let me see. Erica, Raven Moon. Love the Raven Moon type of name. And Tracy S. Everyone that's here. So remember, what I'm going to teach you today is something that's actually done in hoodoo. And to that, we're going to add the Anubis incantation. And now a question that I was asked is, can you use the Anubis for males on female? I would say that, hello, Miss Ias or Mr. Ias, thank you for joining us. If you have a resisting female target, my best recommendation is to try the Anubis for male, because it does seem to have better outcomes than the Anubis for female. If your female target is you see that is inclined, the Anubis for females will work best. But if your female target is highly resisting, I would say try the Anubis for male. And today we're just going to do the Anubis for male with a hoodoo spell. So what do you need for this spell? As usual, I'm going to give you lots of options, but do be ready to take notes, because I have 2 screens here and I have no way whatsoever to write down anything for you. So that's something that you have to have a pen and paper ready. So I think I'm going to give you different options. Some of you like to burn things in a glass. Well, this I made, but if you have a 7-day glass, keep in mind that whatever you start on a 7-day needs to be burned all the way. And some people don't want to do that. So if you have a small candle glass like this one, go ahead and you can use that. My choice is my choice for spell casting is really this, the very interesting small chime candle. Why? Because you see how it burns. You see how the wax drips on one side or another. You can interpret that. You see how your target is responding to you as you do it. So I do have real targets here. Oops, I'm not going to tell you who they are. Excuse me. See, this is the beauty of the live video. But I have here a fake type of, let's say, John Doe, right? John Doe is your target. So if you have a brown piece of paper, That's the first thing that you're gonna need. It's a brown piece of paper. And then you're gonna write the name of your target 7 times. So John Doe or Jane Doe, whichever it is, John Doe or Jane Doe. I believe I can edit the description of this once I finish the streaming, and because this will be on my YouTube channel, so then I can give you some directions there. But still, if you have supplies, I think it's better for you to take notes right now. Okay, so the brown piece of paper, and then your target's name, first name, last name, 7 times. You got this? It's easy. Now, let's say that, again, we're just going to make this up, and we're going to say John Doe, Jane Doe, right? So let's say that I am Jane Doe and my target is John Doe. So now I'm going to write Jane Doe across it and cover the name of John Doe. Why? Because this is hoodoo style. We don't always do it like that at Journey Demonic, because we do other stuff. But if you do it hoodoo style, you want to cover your target's name with your name all the way. Do you have any questions so far? Anything that I should address in this moment? Let me know in the chat, because I'm here. Then, most of you don't see me during the week and cannot get hold of me. So if you have questions, now is the time while I prepare Jane Doe. So make sure to cover your target's name. The most important thing that you need to do here is to cover your target's name with your name. Does that make sense? Jane Doe, Jane Doe. You're going to need 2 pieces of papers for this. This is really hoodoo style. Now, the real target's name are in there, but they are written this way. They are written in hoodoo style. So the target's name is under, and the seeker's name, you, is across, because you want to dominate this target. And we put it in the jar. And the second piece of paper, you're going to put it at the bottom. For those of you who know me, they know that I like to work with aluminum foil because it's not so messy. You get everything. And once you are done, you can just basically cover everything and dispose accordingly. And I will tell you later how you're going to dispose this. Can you do some love readings after this spell? No, I cannot do love readings because this will take a long time, and I don't do public readings. Okay, so now we're going to put the Adam and Eve. Does this work for transferring energy? Yes, it does. And I'm going to show you how in a moment. Once we have finished preparing this, we're going to actually give some powers, and I'm going to show you how you're going to put your hands to give power. Now, for the piece of paper that you have under here, the first oil that you're going to need is the Adam and Eve. I don't do live readings, Cody. I don't do live readings. Okay, so the only way that I do live readings, you've had it with me, it's on Zoom. So, okay, so the Adam and Eve is the first one. And we're going to put a couple of drops here on the target's name. And that's the first thing that you're going to do there. Now, in any equation, right? What you do to one side, you do to the other. So you're going to go ahead and put Adam and Eve in here too. Adam and Eve is an excellent oil to start because it creates attraction and want for that target to reconnect with you. This is for resistant targets. So for resistant targets, those you have been after for, thank you, Cody. I know that's cool. Yeah, sorry, I don't do live readings. That is one thing that I don't do. I don't believe in general readings. I think everything should be personal and discussed personally. Okay, so this is a resistant target. So we want something that will pull away that resistance from your target. So cloves are the ones that you need to buy. I buy this on Amazon for like probably like $10. These clove flowers right here are very good at attracting people who are resistant to you. And you want to abandon. There are actually other spells in Indian from India that are made with cloves and that are used to wipe out the resistance of a target. So then I am going to put some sugar on the jar. This is not a sugar jar. We're gonna actually use honey or pancake syrup, but I still like to put sugar on both at the bottom of the jar and on the names. You want this person to be sweet to you, and you want this person to break that resistance that he has. I'm making an example of a he, but it can very well be a she that he has on you. So as you pour the sugar onto the jar, you are going to imagine this person being nice to you, and you are going to recite, the Adam and Eve spell, right? May the power of the symbolic love of Adam and Eve make me strong, attractive, and desirable, so that I may enjoy your action, love, and kindness, and make your powerful actions of love everlasting, my beloved. It's in the behind of an Adam and Eve candle. And as you pour sugar, that one I will write for you because there's a lot of formulas for this spell. So then you're going to have a come to me oil. I use the one from Art of the Root. I always have the herbs in there, and I like to use the herbs. This is homemade. They do a great job on there. The other Adam and Eve that I use is actually from a different brand. I like to kind of bring it over to you so you can see. This one is different than the typical Adam and Eve. I like to use different formulas and different oils when I cast a spell that needs to break the resistance of the person. Finally, don't forget that you need the attraction oil. And the other question that you might have is, do I need all these oils? No, I'm going to give you different options here because, finances might be tight or you're not so experienced and whatnot. I always start with the Adam and Eve. The Adam and Eve should always be in your cabinet. Cabinet, sorry. I don't know how I'm talking. So this one you should always have with you. That's what I meant. The other one that you should always have with you if you want to wipe out the resistance of someone is the attraction oil. This one is very good, and I'm just going to let you see it. Again, I'm not affiliated with any of these brands. I do also buy a lot of things, and I experiment with a lot of things. Lavender oil, this one's homemade. I always try to use homemade oils. Lavender is very good. Lavender and rose oil, for those of you who live in countries where they don't ship the Adam and Eve or the attraction oil, that I would say those are the two really good ones that you need, then you would want to have lavender and rose oil in substitution, okay? So then you're going to drop all the cloves here. And you want to make this very strong. I had clients who had not talked to somebody for a while. These are people that have gone out of their lives for like 6 months, 7 months, or 3 months, or even a year, or more than a year. I would say if your target is out of your life and it's been more than a year, you might want to consult with someone because it's been rather a while. But you can do this little spell. if your target has been MIA, let's say from 2 weeks or all the way to like 9 months or so, it can still work on your target. Now, you want to make sure you always have cinnamon when you do hoodoo work, because you want this person to be extremely sweet to you. And you want this person to be extremely attracted. And cinnamon in hoodoo tradition bumps up this attraction of people to you. Now, a thing that you might think is, can I do this on people in general? Like, can you do this without having a target in mind? Because I know that that might be a question that comes later. I think that this is one that you would not. There is an attract everyone spell that I can teach you. And we can do that one of the next few times. But this one is usually to attract a specific person. And you're basically making all the ingredients here to attract this specific person. And remember, this is a specific person that is resistant to you. So your intention is not only to attract this person, but also to wipe out that resistance. Let me recap here. You need 2 of these pieces of brown paper with the name of the target at the bottom and the name of you at the top, crossing the name of the target. The items that you absolutely need are the Adam and Eve oil and the attraction oil. I like to have several other stuff, but in terms of oils, the Adam and Eve oil and the attraction oils will do. And then I also use the Art of the Root oil for Come to Me. And I also use lavender, but that's because it's me. I really like having a lot of strength in there. Now, why is it that, for example, we use hoodoo, but hoodoo is so long that we also use demonic chanting, or we use Egyptian chanting, which is what we're going to use today? It is because the hoodoo per se will do. We technically don't need to do any chanting whatsoever. You can keep this in your closet for a good amount of time and then toss it responsibly, and this will give you results. However, I like to sort of get something that will speed up things, so that there's that push, that energy that will bring that target to really think of you. Understand one thing: everything is a trial and error, and everything is like baking a cake. You could do the Anubis sex incantation spell on your own and without having to do all of this. And you can do the hoodoo spell on its own without having to do the Anubis spell. But I feel that when someone is very resistant to you, the more tools you have, the better it will be. Now, it is time to look at the candle. And it is time to write the name of the targets, both. I think that for someone that is resistant to you, you should use both your name and the name of the target. How are we going to do that? You're going to write the name of the target. This is love work, right? So the name of the target will go from the bottom up. So we're going to do this together. I see people are joining us now. I hope you don't miss on all the fun. We're doing a hoodoo spell with Anubis sex spell incantation. So let me write the target's name, and let me ask you this: are any one of you thinking about doing this kind of spell on their own? You can write that in the chat. Are you feeling comfortable? What is your level of spell casting? Why is it that I don't see the chat? My chat froze. Oh, my chat froze. Hold on. Oh no, it's I need to go down. If I help, right? If I go all the way down, Yes, you're thinking about doing that on your own. I think this could be this one will be a video that will be posted. So that's going to be a review. But there are many little spells that you can do on your own that will bring you the movement that you desire. The important thing is that when you write the name of the target, you really focus on the target. And remember what I told you. For those of you who don't know or have been my client for a little while, when you are thinking about your target, you're thinking about your target in a different way, remember? So it's not about you wanting them, it's about them wanting you, remember? So what do you do when you imagine your target? You imagine your target wanting you. You don't imagine the reverse, because otherwise you're the one that gets obsessed, remember? So we want to make sure that when we think about the target, we visualize the target in front of us. And we visualize the target looking at us. So you are essentially in your target's eyes, and the target looks at you. So you imagine the target looking at you as you write the name of you and the target from the bottom up. Because visualization is everything. Otherwise, these are just candles. So now you wrote the names of the target, and you're just going to say a little blessings. And some of you know that I like to do that. Why? Because this target needs to come alive, right? This is a person, this is a candle, this is an inanimate object. So you want this to become the person that the candle represents. I do things a little different than other casters. Everybody does things different, you know. Okay, so now I try to concentrate on the target by making circles on where the name of the target and the seekers are. And that helps me concentrate on my goal. My goal, again, remember, is to break down that resistance of the target. It's an important point that helps me a lot. Thank you, Stace. Yes. Again, if you just joined right now, what you want is not just to burn a spell, but you want the right state of mind to burn this spell. So this is why you need to imagine your target looking at you, wanting you like no other. Then you grab the attraction. Remember, this is the first oil that we use to wipe out the resistance. And I like to have a good amount of it in my hands. This is not negative work. So what you do is actually you bring this close to you. I hope you can see. This is kind of like you're bringing attraction of this target to you. And as you do this, again, guys, I cannot stress this enough, because I do get a lot of guys and a lot of girls that say, oh, you know, I did this spell and I got obsessed and nothing's happened with the target. Well, what did you visualize when you were doing this? Were you thinking about looking at the target and saying things to the target, or were you rather thinking that the target wants you like he has never wanted another woman in his life before, or looks at you like she has never wanted another man before? Like, you gotta be really proactive mentally to bring this person to you and to really imagine. Now I'm gonna give you a little trick. Watch. I'm not gonna do the lesson right now. Now I'm really gonna do the actual attraction part. So I hold the candle and I imagine this guy. This guy is my target, let's say, okay? Or if I'm casting for someone else, this is so-and-so's target. You want me like you've never wanted anyone in your life, and I know you're looking at me right now, you're imagining me, you're wanting to take my clothes off, you want to kiss me everywhere, and I know that you don't want to, you feel like there's obstacles, you don't want to, and you're afraid, but I want you to get rid of all your barriers and come to me because I say so. You just gotta be really, really proactive on imagining. And as you say these things, these are not just words. You have to imagine this person being in front of you. You have to imagine this person wanting you, chasing you, craving you. Like you have no that like there is no other woman for this person other than you. Then you grab the Adam and Eve and you're gonna go like again, you're gonna wipe it out. And again, visualization is everything. Power is everything in your spell casting. You are going to just do every type of visualization that allows you to connect with your target. And here's a little trick. Imagine that you have power in your hand. And as you hold this candle, imagine that your words are reaching out the universe and hitting your target, and you see your target looking at you, staring at you, looking at you. Your target has a picture of you in his or her mind, and you are everything that this person wants. Do you see what I'm saying? It is not just about burning a spell and they go like, oh, Jen, this thing didn't work and it made me obsessed. What am I going to do? I'm glad I'm here today because this is happening way too often that I get clients that says, oh, Jen, oh my God, I got so obsessed. It's not about you wanting them. It's about them wanting you. You should be going out and live your life after this. Forget about it. Go get a drink or something. I don't know what you can do in pandemic times these days, but you shouldn't be thinking about your spell and asking yourself, oh, when is this gonna work? When is this gonna work? That's you're trumping out the spell right there and then. Don't look at your phone, don't look at other things, just concentrate on your goal. Your goal is, what is your goal? To sleep with this person and this person is not giving in? Then you're going to focus on it. And you're going to focus on it and say, I am the only person you're going to be sleeping with. I am the only person for you. And when you keep your hands, you want to keep your hands like this. Do you see my hands? You don't go like this. You go like this. You have a little bit of hole here. That's where your power comes out from. And you transfer your energy. Somebody had asked about energy earlier. You transfer your energy onto the candle, which is now no longer a candle. This is your target. Right now, this is your target coming to you and wiping out the resistance. So, because the candle is set and ready, you're going to go and light up the candle. We're going to finish the jar in a second. And for this purpose, I'm going to give you this. I have the formula of a newbie here, but it's also on. I cannot remember every formula that we have at Johnny Demonic. Obviously, it's not going to happen. But I want to tell you that I like to start with the formula, and I will have to redo it because this is for actual targets later. But I'm going to use John Doe now because I cannot use the names of the target. But when you do the names of the target, when you're going to tap, this is shamanic tapping. And you're going to say, we're going to use John Doe now. We're going to say, Anubis, Anubis, Anubis. I summon here today to hunt everywhere for John Doe and overwhelm him with desire, and that John Doe is to face anxiety at midday, evening, at all times, until he has, I cannot say the word, sex with a woman called you, and that John Doe shall suffer the pangs of love sickness. He can't eat, he can't drink until he follows you hopelessly. John Doe is to follow you until John Doe's male parts unite with your female parts. So you can fill in the blank there. That's what you say when I do it multiple times. So let's say that I do shamanic tapping like this, and I recite that 3 or 4 or 5 times. The rule in hoodoo and in all magic is that if you say things 3 times, it's fine. Don't say things 2 times. Say things 3 times. Say things 7 times, or say things 9 times. So this is written 7 times. So it's either 3, 7, or 9. Now the candle is up. Now allow me, right? This is where you start transferring your energy. And you look at the candle. And I see that the candle is receiving my messages, even though I did not say the name of the target. Why? Because there is very little blue at the bottom. And this is mundane energy. So the target has already received my energy, even though I didn't say the name, but I was just thinking about the target. And so that's one way to do it. Turn around. And you concentrate again on your goal. So this is a lot more than lighting up a candle, right? So now you're gonna go onto the jar while the candle is burning. I do things a little differently for those of you who have joined and they go like, oh, but I've seen things differently on YouTube. Well, what do I know about that? So we have gotten some great success with these little spells right here. So you're gonna cover this. I use pancake syrup, but you can use honey. Some people use sugar, but sugar, it takes a long time to manifest. So I usually fill this with honey. And once I've done that with honey, see, this is all full. You see this? I like to put a little more of Adam and Eve in here. On the jar, because everything that you put in this jar is going to stay there. So this is what some people call permanent. Okay. So then I like to use the other one from India. All right. Now we have it, don't we? Shake it. You want this person to be head over heels. And you want this person to not stop thinking about you, not even a second. You should be in this person's mind all the time. And this person should think, well, maybe. And when you do this, it's another opportunity for you to think, I should really, really focus on my goal here. So imagine this person saying, well, until now I said no. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I should call her. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I should see her. I don't know what I was thinking, and why was I so bad to her or him? Why am I rejecting this person? I'm beginning to realize that this person is everything for me. These are the type of self beliefs that you should think of. That these are the type of things that you should say to yourself when you do the spell. Because otherwise, you're just burning a candle and it becomes useless. And you still focus on the person. as you do all this. And there you go. Then what you do, there you go. All right. You let it burn all the way down and all the way down until it reaches the actual brown paper. Now, when it does that and it extinguishes it on its own, what you're going to do is you're going to say, now, so be it. And you're going to keep it within the aluminum foil. I do that, I keep it there for, let's say, 3 days to 7 days, depending on how resistant the target is. And sometimes I actually go back and say you can go back and either do the Adam and Eve incantation or you can do the Anubis spell. If you don't know what the Anubis spell is, you check out my other videos. But it's everywhere, this formula, ever since Aaron found out about it. The important thing is that now you just let it burn all the way down. This is a very powerful jar, and it's a jar that's made to break down the barrier of resistance, to wipe out the resistance of a person to you. And so that would allow you to visualize your target wanting you and visualize how your target is breaking down the limiting beliefs of you, whatever the limiting belief might be. I think I'm missing out on chats here. Okay, you stay with the candle just and continue to push energy until it goes down. Yes. So yeah, I just had a question. I guess on that chat I can kind of not see everything that pops out right away. So sorry if I'm being slow. So you stay. This is the actual reason why your mental state is important. You stay with the candle for as long as this candle burns, because the energy is in the flame. Let me show you right there. See, this is what you're giving energy to, and this is what you should be attending to. So I'm not saying that you have to remain like this for all the time. I do, quite honestly, because you guys pay me for this. But and some people feel my energy when I do this. But when you are doing it on your own, sure. I mean, this one takes, Charlie, probably like, I would say, an hour to burn down. It really doesn't take much. So this one is really easy peasy. Now, when we do the 7 days candles, no, I don't stay like this all the time. But for the chime candles, this is why I use the chime candles. The important thing to remember is that you are not letting go of your intention. Your intention is important. And it's important that you do the reverse of it. You're welcome. It's important that you bring that energy that the target wants you, not otherwise. Sure, you can still get that little anxiety, but the most important thing to remember is they want you and not otherwise, and not the reverse. How long does it take? So for this, I've seen things happening like 2 or 3 days after, all the way to 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after. If you don't get any movement in 3 weeks, I would say do it again. It's pretty cheap. It's with mostly homemade products. You will need the attraction oil. You will need the Adam and Eve oil, because those are the most important ones. Forget about the other ones. I put a lot of stuff, but then again, you're not me and I'm not you. But you will need those two. You will need a chime candle. Can you do this on a candle like this? You can definitely put the oils in here and the intention down here. Now I make candles to where the intention is inside. That's what I send to clients. But you can also do it this way and put the intention. If you have a votive candle or a glass candle, you can put the intention under the glass candles. Does that answer all your questions? I think this is a pretty simple, but yet it's a full spell. This is a jar. This person will be very, very, very drawn to think about you. And because of the clubs, he or she will be rethinking your relationship, because that's what you want. This is something that is supposed to break the resistance that the person has. So you want this person to go, oh, maybe I underestimated this. Maybe I should have given that girl or guy a call. Maybe I was too harsh on her. You want that person to kind of like go back to their tracks and think, oh, maybe I should have handled this differently. That's what this is about. Because a lot of clients come to me and they go like, I want a sex spell. Well, yeah, okay. Is this person, what are the limiting beliefs that this person has if you've worked on this person before? So this can help break down the resistance, and it's something that you can do in your own home and you don't need to come to me. Again, depending on the situation. Say your target is someone that is out of your life and it's been out of your life for over a year, then this might be a little too weak for a target of that kind. Also, another thing that you need to keep in mind is geography. Geography is very important. So again, where your target lives, if living in different countries might be a limiting thing when it comes to spell casting. Sure, there is the law of attraction, and the law of attraction say you can reach anyone to anywhere. But it's very disputed. I should probably make a video about that and about the morphic field. Those are new techniques of casting and wishful thinking. There's a lot of literature, but there's a lot of disputes as to what works and what doesn't. I would say in my experience, and I've been doing this for a long time, when your target is far away from you geographically, it takes a lot longer. And when your target hasn't been talking to you for more than a year, it takes a lot longer. Nothing is impossible, but it does require constant work. Look at this flame. It's beautiful. We actually did something that is probably 90-95% successful, which is very rare. Whoever is the target and the seeker are going to be very happy very soon. And with that, I leave you. If you don't have any other questions, I think when I'm done with this, it will turn into a regular video, and then you guys can see it, and maybe I can post down some notes or the things that you need. But it's all in the videos, folks, and the Anubis formula is in the previous videos. So you should have everything to try this out. Now it's the time to try it. That reminds me, we might have a Coven cast next week because it's full moon. And we might also add another morphic field product because a couple of clients that have ordered a new morphic field spell have already seen some very strong movement. So I think I will add more of that, and I'll keep you posted. If there's nothing for me, I can say bye to you and have a lovely weekend. No problem.